This is episode 455 of Bella in Your Business. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Bella in Your Business. My name is Bella Vasta. Today, we're going to talk about something that literally keeps so many of you up at night wondering, how am I going to get through this? And it's all about how to train staff for a pet sitting business. And I'm just going to say it. This episode might sting a little, but I say all of this with my mama bear love for you. If your pet business staff training is basically just shadow me and we'll see how you do, or just go off with another sitter and see what they do, then you're living on a hope and a prayer. And you know what I always say, hope ain't a strategy. So let's be real for a second. I know what you're thinking. Bella, I don't have time to build all this out. Or maybe it's like, if I invest the energy into all of this, they just leave. And when I hire someone, I just hope that they're going to stay with me. Okay, but here's the thing. You don't have time not to do this. And let me just tell you this too. We're in 2025 at this recording, soon to be 2026. It has never been a better time to devise an entire training program for your company because you can do it in a day using AI the right way. Right now, you're probably spending more time fixing mistakes, re-explaining things, getting stressed over whether your staff is going to mess up a client's dog. And that's not sustainable. It's not scalable. And it's definitely not the business you've been dreaming of. You're probably in this stage right now where you're like, I got into this business because I love pets. And now you've realized that you need to be a trainer of people. Wait, what? Yeah, that's the harsh truth. But today, I'm going to help support you. I'm going to come alongside you, and I'm going to give you some things to think about and ponder about. Some of this you might have already done. Some of this you might not have even considered. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. We're going to talk about the real transformations that take your team from, I think I've got it, to, oh, I've got this, and excited to represent your brand. And you are proud to have them wear your t-shirt or your sweatshirt. So we're going to talk about a lot of the psychology, which is one of my favorite topics, by the way, of how your team actually learns, why shadowing alone is going to set everyone up to fail, and how to build a powerful 2-day training program that actually works. Let's go. So the truth about how people learn, let's talk about this, because I don't think that we really think about this too much. We just write a whole bunch of stuff and we're like, it's in the SOPs or it's in the training manual. And then we're like, why didn't they retain it? Well, we got to see what part of our side of the street we can clean up, because chances are you might have done your best job at trying to put it out there, but in order of them retaining it, and not just retaining it, but getting excited about it, is a big deal. So what most pet business owners don't realize is that you're not just teaching someone how to walk a dog. You're reprogramming habits. You're reshaping expectations. And you're teaching attention to detail in ways they've probably never really thought about. And people don't all learn the same way. They don't. Some of your staff learns by doing. They need hands-on experience with a leash in their hand and a dog on the other end. Some learn by watching. They need to see you do it. They need to see it demonstrated. The harness, the buckle, the 3 times before it clicks, the lifting up on the key and turning the lock so it doesn't stick. Some people learn by listening. Voice memos or audio walkthroughs stick in their brain better than a manual ever would. Case in point, here's a little tangent. My daughter, actually, she has an IEP. She retains information a lot better when she hears it than when she reads it. It's just, that's her learning style. Which brings me to my next point. Some people need to read it. Step-by-step handbooks, outlines, checklists that they can refer to later. And some actually need to write it down. I'm one of those. I'll always take notes, but I'll never really look back at my notes. But just the act of writing the note down helps me retain the information. So that would be quizzes or fill in the blanks, reflections that help them process what they're learning. And you know what the most powerful learning tool actually is? It's storytelling. This goes for anything, not even just your job. It's not just what to do, but why it matters. When there's storytelling always has a beginning, middle, and end, and a why. There's a moral of the story. So I used to do this a lot in my orientation when I went through the handbook and manual. I would pick out certain sections that were really important and I would tell a story about it. So tell them about a time that a dog slipped a harness because it wasn't double checked. Tell them about a client who left a 5-star review because their walker sent a photo update at just the right moment in just the right setting. When you train your pet business staff, you're not just dumping information, you're delivering a transformation. And that's the difference between someone who shows up and just tries to do the job and someone who owns the job, who really takes leadership and ownership over it. Someone who represents your business like it's their own. And that starts with understanding. Every person on your team needs it multiple ways to absorb what you're teaching. And this isn't like a one-track thing. Like everyone isn't just one thing. Sometimes having multiple ways of learning things helps reinforce it. So the first reflection question I want to ask you, and of course this is rhetorical, unless you want to shoot me an email at bella@jumpconsulting.net, tell me, how do you administer your training? In which of those methods do you? I want you to think about that. And if this topic is really exciting to you, you're going to want to join us in the mastermind in November because we're going to be talking all about hiring and training. And so today we're talking a lot about training, but hiring and training. If you want to successfully scale your business and achieve your dreams, you need to have this down pat. Let's go into one of the biggest problems I see. And I'm going to call some of you out, but again, I'm doing this with love, so please remember that. Your pet business staff training, if it's shadow me and watch what I do and we'll figure it out, then we definitely need to talk right now. I'm talking to you because shadowing is not training. Shadowing is overwhelming. They don't know what to focus on. At one point, it's just overload and there's only so much information a person can retain. It's like saying, figure it out without actually saying, figure it out. And what happens is their anxiety and their stress also grows. Like you are producing anxiety and stress in their body. And if you have someone training them, in the trainer's body too, because they're like, oh my gosh, am I going to get all of this information out? So here's what happens. A new staff member follows you around. They watch you unlock the door, greet the dog, hang up the leash. Maybe you explain a few things. Maybe you don't. They're overwhelmed. They're trying to remember everything. Maybe they're writing it down or making voice notes. They're wondering if they should be taking notes. They're not sure what's critical and what's just your preference. And then the next day you send them out solo, they're like terrified. And that's when you're getting all of these quote unquote stupid questions that they're asking you. If you've ever gotten stupid questions, I want you first to think about, how can I present this information in a better way? That's the problem with leaving pet service staff training up to chance. You're not just creating confusion for them, you're creating a liability for you. You're creating inconsistency. That's a big one. Inconsistency for clients. And you're putting the emotional weight on someone who's trying their best, but they haven't had their best chance to succeed, which is stressful. And that's also where some ghosting happens. Oh my gosh, I just thought this was a dog walking job. I didn't realize it was all this stuff. This is overwhelming. I thought it was going to be a cushiony job. I literally see this happen all the time. I've been doing this for 20 years. I've helped hundreds, maybe thousands of businesses. A great person walks away from a pet business not because they didn't like the work. They still like the work. They still started because they wanted to be around dogs and cats, right? But it's because they felt unprepared and embarrassed, and maybe your own stress and frazzledness or their trainers has worn off on them and they've absorbed that energy. This all goes into company culture. This is your company culture. And the truth is that clarity is kindness. It's kindness for them because they deserve to feel confident. It's kindness for you because you deserve to stop micromanaging and worrying about things all the time. And it's also kindness for your clients because they deserve consistent, excellent care. I call this standardized care. No matter who comes into your house, it's going to be the same thing all the time. Are you with me? Shadowing has a place, but it's not your entire training strategy. So let's talk about this. Like, I want you to build a 2-day training process. This is different from onboarding, and this is different from interviewing. So you have interviewing, you have onboarding, and you have training. There is some training during onboarding. That's a whole nother podcast though. So let's get into the good stuff. You do not need to train for a week or 2 weeks or off and on forever. You just need to train them well. I'm going to walk you through how to build a 2-day training day for pet business staff training program that actually makes people win and they feel like they're winning. They are so excited to work for you. So day one, and this is how I like to structure it. So after we've done orientation, which has kind of gone through a lot of the things and talked about a lot of the things, day one of training is going to be on one topic. You're going to pick one topic that day. I like to use the examples all the time of security and cleanliness because each day you're going to have a topic. And what you're going to do on each one of those days is you're going to have an outline of 10 to 20 things that you're going to give to the trainer and the trainee. And they're going to know all of these things have to do with cleanliness. This doesn't mean that they don't also inadvertently learn everything else. Because hopefully by this time, they've already watched videos and gotten certified like pet care team training, which can be done for each certification under 2 hours. Just go to petcareteamtraining.com. Side note, I am part owner of that company. And that way they actually get to see it. They get to do videos. They get to do all of that stuff. But when you're out in the field, let's say we're only doing cleanliness. We're talking about stuff with cleanliness, but it doesn't mean that they also don't see how you get the dog on a leash or what you write in the notes. And so this is really, really important. 2 days should be enough. So now the staff member knows what they need to look at. The trainee knows what they need to look at. And during that orientation, you set a 30-day review. During that 30-day review, the employee gives a review of the employer and the employer gives a review of the employee. During this training, it is a two-way street. It's not a dictatorship. It is a compilation of the two working together. And so then the next day, maybe it's security. And you go through all that security stuff. Again, you have a checklist. And at the end of training, the trainee gets to score the trainer and the trainer gets to score the trainee. It is a two-way reciprocal thing. Again, it is a balance of power. They both have a say in it. It is a collaboration. And this is really, really important because now the person who's going through the program isn't just the only one being like judged or whatever. There's intention behind it. It is a collaboration to make sure that the two people get this done together. It's not passive shadowing, it's active. Before every visit, you can say, okay, here's what we're going to do with this visit, and here's what I want you to focus on. You can even ask them open-ended questions and see if they get the answers right. Like, see how I'm checking this lock twice? It's because this door sticks. And I'm making a note in the app so you'll remember. These little things, when you have that focus, now becomes a lot clearer than, everything in the kitchen sink. Do you get all of it? Like, it's stressful. A confused mind will say no. A confused mind will shut down and they'll just be like flooded out and overwhelmed. When the new staff member walks out of training into the first day solo, they should feel nervous. Like, they're going to feel nervous, but they also should feel ready. Like, I've got this checklist. I know what our mission is, and I have focus. Now, let's move into the psychology of a good training program. What's really happening when you invest in a solid pet service staff training, you're not just training a body to complete tasks, you're training their brain and their belief, emotional safety. I know, like, why are we talking about emotional safety? It kind of feels weird, right? But I want you to think about this because when the staff feels prepared, they feel ready to perform, period. Think about that. When they feel prepared, they're ready to perform with confidence. And ultimately, that's what you want them to do. So think about the last time you had to do something with zero guidance. You were anxious, right? You second guessed everything that you did. You might have asked a ton of questions, or maybe you didn't ask questions because you didn't want to be perceived that you were weird or something, right? And if your pet sitter feels confident in this, they're going to be calmer with the dogs. They're going to have a better interaction with the dogs. They're going to have a better visit. Respect. When people feel invested in, they want to stay. Like, they feel seen. They feel like they matter. And so when we show them the respect of trying to really get them trained up well, and we're like, we have this program, this is our protocol, this is what we're going to do. They're like, wow, I thought this was just pet sitting and dog walking. Training will tell that person, I see you, I value you, and I'm setting you up to win. And that is a good feeling for anyone in life. And then trust. This is another big thing. Most pet business owners don't realize that your staff will trust you more when you have a training system because there's something to rely back onto, something concrete, something black and white. It shows that you're not just winging it, that you put a lot of thought and care into it. And when they trust you, they'll go to bat for you. They'll go, this is the kind of leadership that you want to establish. Not to mention, this also creates your entire culture, you guys. This is them understanding what it's like to be in your orbit and be part of your business. This is huge. If your training is clear, thorough, supportive, they're going to think, wow, this person has their act together. I want to be a part of this. I am set up to do good things. As opposed to absolute chaos and confusion, they're going to assume the entire business is too. In fact, if they see that, they're going to feel like I can bend the rules because she doesn't even know the rules. I can ask for this extra stuff, or I can cut corners because she's not watching, or there's no systems checking this. So here's some common excuses and your love kick in the ass, all right? We're going to get close to the end of this episode, but I know some of you are probably thinking like, yeah, Bella, this sounds great, but okay, let me stop you there. Dramatic pause. I know you're busy, and I know you're tired, and I know building out a whole training system sounds like one more thing of your never-ending to-do list. But listen, whether you like it or not, you are building a business, not babysitting your systems or babysitting people that you hire, or hoping to God, crossing your fingers and toes at night, that they're not going to quit because of the chaos that is your business. This is so vitally important and so sensitive to the churn rate of your employees, to the satisfaction of your employees. When you say you don't have time, you do. You're just spending it differently on different stuff. How much doom scrolling are you doing? If you're spending it fixing mistakes or re-explaining things or stressing out about whether the staff is going to mess up, apologizing to clients, covering shifts because someone quit, building a training system takes time just once. It is the foundation, the building block that will help you grow a really good foundation. And if you're exhibiting all those problems I just talked about, it's probably because your foundation isn't strong enough. And this is training. This has nothing to do with interviewing, okay? Training. Now, what if they leave? Okay, real talk. What if they stay and they stay untrained? What if they damage your reputation? If they hurt a dog because they didn't know better? What if they burn out because they feel lost and overwhelmed? The risk of not training is bigger than the risk of someone leaving. And honestly, people are more likely to stay when they feel competent and confident. I mean, just think about how you would feel. So good training actually reduces turnover. If you don't know where to start, hi, my name is Bella. I'm a pet sitting business coach who have helped transform so many businesses with hiring, onboarding, and training my process. Okay, I have a 10-step process. It is amazing. It is a lot of work. I will tell you, it's a lot of work. So if you're not ready to do the work, maybe it's not the right time for you. But this is something that I can literally do to reshape your company, and you can have that strong platform to build off of. You'll do it later? Okay, later's already costing you money and peace and time. Every day you wait is inconsistent service, stressed out staff, and you're carrying more than you should. Later isn't coming. The only thing we have is right now. And I get it. I totally get it. It's hard. Guys, just because I'm not currently in my pet sitting company right now doesn't mean that I don't have these same types of problems in my own company at Jump Consulting. I understand what it's like to be here, but you didn't start a pet business because you wanted easy. You could have gone and worked for somebody. Part of saying, yes, I'm a business owner is that you're going to have to do the hard things. And I want to help you do this so that you don't mess it up and you don't make all the mistakes that are out there. And you aren't one of those people posting in one of these group forums saying, what's your favorite interview question? The minute someone says, what do you like to ask on an interview? I know that they have no idea what they're doing and that they're probably picking the wrong people. Because if you know yourself and your business enough, it is super duper clear what you're looking for. And that just takes some self-awareness. So let's bring it home. Training isn't onboarding, it's a belief system. And it tells your staff that they matter and that I'm investing in you. That's really important. It tells clients we're doing things right here. Something that I don't see a lot of people doing is once they do have this built out, is to put it all on a huge blog explaining their entire method. Because what's the one thing that we're selling? It's trust and peace of mind. And when you say we work as a team and anyone we send in, you're going to have a great experience with, I guarantee it. It's because we have a standard training system. And we can share that with clients, especially during onboarding. That is an amazing marketing tool. And I don't know why more people don't do it. I've been screaming this from the rooftops. You're building a team, you're building a culture. And this is also something really fun that you can put in your hiring ads to show people like this is a real business and you're really going to be supported and we're going to give you everything. This is what our whole program looks like. You're afraid of someone else stealing it? Come on. There's so many people out there that won't do the work and they're not you. And your training program is going to be unique to you and your culture and who you are. It would be so weird for someone to steal your training program. It would be like they're wearing your underwear. Ew, I know. I said that for a reason. So my challenge for you today is to pick one thing that you can do with your training program or think about it. Or if it's really overwhelming to you, let's work together. I do a package of 6 intensives. We could do 1 a day for 6 days. We could do 2 a day. So it's like an hour and a half, 3 times a week, like maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We could knock it all out immediately before the holidays. Or you could just get the package and you have 6 months to use those 6 sessions. I'm here for you. I love this stuff. And I will challenge you to figure out what's unique to you, what makes you you. And this system is going to be adapted into your unique qualities about your business. Guys, this is something I don't want you to sleep on because it's just going to exponentially develop either good or bad in your company. It's either going to be good or it's going to be bad. You try to do it on the cheap and it's going to fall apart. Please don't. But please, please, please think about how can I improve my training system today? This has been another episode of Bella in Your Business. A lot of food for thought from my heart to yours. When life gets you down, always keep jumping. Bye now.